So it's been like a year since the last one, and in discussions since the last one, we need to make some significant changes to our organization, because if I clear the place so you don't recall, the organization of our binder was just simply group order or of debut, which obviously from here was obviously mostly SM, and then this last batch being of like miscellaneous and such, which as you can see as of now was only 2, and we originally laid out 8 slots for IVE. Well, that all changed here. So obviously we would have done a typical, oh, here, watch me sleeve, but my sister made me sleeve them already, so we lost that. However, there's still time that we have to kill. Because we still have a lot to organize, because these have just been sitting here because we need to make this video and such. And we got more, or I got given more packets. I think this is our last one, but so we got plenty. Like I said, that is not what we're gonna be doing because the plan for this new entry is that we will actually be splitting it into possibly 3 parts. We're probably going to need to, so then we actually have content for the next 2 months, but also so then it doesn't become long, because the first thing we're going to do actually is that we actually, for the photocards, we need to actually transfer the pages into the Meow Cafe premium binder page, 9 pocket premium binder pages, because these ones will actually, I think from what I know, these ones will actually fit photocards, and yeah, that's what they state. These are perfect fits and such, because obviously, oh Jesus, the binder's falling away. And I also got these. I don't know how they're supposed to be used. I think my sister did tell me. I think you're supposed to put them front and back, but we'll also be implementing these too. However, you saw already that I got 2 binders. So we got another black Avery 3-inch binder to match this one. And then we got ourselves a blue 2-inch Avery binder, because we're going to be moving the pages from here into this one, so then we can finally store our Power Rangers action card game cards, because for almost a year now, they've literally just been sitting next to me because I was anticipating on actually trying to at least get the first 4 boxes. Which means, obviously, we're gonna have to not unsleeve, we're gonna have to take all of the existing photo cards that are in here out of this, so then we can start putting the power cards in and such. Because while these sleeves did the job, the biggest issue with it, as you can already see here, is that these slip out easily. And if I were to remove this freebie, because I need to start organizing the freebies. If we were to just simply just turn this upside down and then just start yanking these cards, you can see how much of them are not actually sticking, this is concerning. Oh my gosh. I did not expect. Does this show how bad this is? I thought this was, okay. I genuinely thought we were going to just do like a simple, like, okay, here, watch me pull all of these out, but no, this is actually doing the job. That's actually kind of sad. Oh my gosh. This is so bad. So, because then that'll mean, unfortunately, the Power Ranger action card game cards will have the same fate. But it's like, I don't know. It's just, this is insane. At least the sleeves are doing their job, but it's like, guys, it's like how the series started in the beginning. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is not coming out. Alright. So, okay. So these 4 cards got stuck. This card got stuck. I know that was really careless, but like, I didn't expect them to just slip out like that. That is actually pretty bad. What? No, it's because of the sleeve that one was in. I think one of the things my sister told me to do also was to actually remove. Why is this one not? This one has to have a sleeve. Yeah, my sister told me to replace the sleeves for the ones that were not, like, properly sleeved. Like, makes sense. I wonder. I don't. Why is this one not coming out? The last card is Gov. I mean, I think it came like that. But yeah, we did it. We have successfully removed the Photocards. Now say goodbye. Now these pages have to say goodbye to this binder. And say hello to their new home. Man, I didn't really check these binders because I was trying to be quick, because my sister already had hers selected, so I didn't. But yeah, I just feel like, because with like the action card game, I'm only going to be storing. I don't really feel like there's a need for me to like try. Like obviously, I'm not. This is not going to include promos. This is exclusively going to be the of the like booster packs and such. Also, my sister randomly found a like 162, 126, 28 GB memory card, because it was originally intended for a camera we got for our mom, but we ended up refunding. We ended up returning the camera, and she just forgot she had this memory card, so she gave it to me. Now I have 23 hours, or 23 hours worth of footage I can record, but obviously that's still not going to allow the camera to like go past 23 minutes. And obviously that's not going to stop it from like overheating, so but it's a nice change. Even though, because I think for a while, since, was it of the summer of 2024 or 2023, but yeah, I think 2023 makes sense. I've had to work with a micro SD because my original card just gave out. We don't know why. We were, luckily, I shared this before, it randomly gave out, and that was bad because I still had footage. I didn't move out. This is so bad. Yeah, see, this is why we need perfect fit sleeves, because these pages are in such bad condition. But it was bad because I still have the card here, but basically, yeah, as you can see now, it's not too bad. We don't need that, nor do we need the side sticker. luckily that was simple. So this was the card this was the card we're using from like since the conception of this camera, and then until 2023 it just died mid-recording. So then this was the one I was using for a while, which obviously is risky because you're not supposed to be using micro SDs. So I just ended up getting another 64 GB one. But now we're using this one, which again, it's doesn't really change much. It's not going to change the performance of the camera because obviously it doesn't measure like that, but it will at least, we got extra time or we got more recording, we can put more into the card. So this entry is going to be simpler because again, we're not going to go through the effort of sleeving these cards because we don't have sleeves for them. Maybe in the future, but the issue is that I used all these cards in the Ghost Morpher. So the issue is more so actually trying to find a starting point, because these all kind of, okay, I got it. We are going to start off with obviously this set, to which I don't know if I'm going to consider these because obviously I don't know. I don't know if I will consider sleeving the ones that are in here, especially if they're, I mean, it's not that they're meant to be played with, but it's just more so like, just because of they were originally placed in there. But yeah, so last year, if you didn't know, on a whim, I saw that they still were selling the action card game boxes on a distribution site. So I just told Draken, like, you know, these are like $20 a piece. I don't think they will be too bad. And so we did it. We didn't do series 4 because it's for some reason expensive. And for Universe of Hope, I still need the booster, or not the booster, I still need the decks, the starter box, like with this one. So it took me almost 12 years to finally obtain these cards. I wasn't intending on being able to secure like 70% of the cards, but I think it's actually kind of surprising that I ended up doing so. Now obviously I'm following the, like, if you don't know, I'm following the number indications. Please don't pay attention to the dust. But that, obviously I'm following through numbers, so this is 1-007. So again, we're doing good so far. And I do still have a list on my phone. I've not been able to get singles since. Oops. And I'm not going to put these back to back. We are going to, because obviously we're gonna just make use of, we're just gonna make use of these being single pages. This is actually I keep struggling with which side I need to stay at, but even though, so if you couldn't tell, even though the videos came out in September, I recorded them in May because I needed to film content prior. Right, you know, I still needed to make content months prior, obviously. So we're done with Megaforce. Or with that common batch of Megaforce. Yeah, I just forgot. I need to get series 4 so then I can have the shark bowgun summon. And like if I can find my samurai like minifigure plus card packs, I would have put them. They probably would have been the first 2 pages if I had to be honest. Because I have that. I have them all. I just don't know where they went. So, as you can see there, we're getting to RPM. But if you didn't watch any of those openings, I'll just quickly explain. Basically, Megaforce was at a time where I really don't. I'm really trying to find ways of like explaining this differently, but basically, my parents didn't want me to get toys anymore, so they barely took me out shopping. And I don't recall ever seeing these packs in my stores, or if they were in my stores, I wasn't probably present there. Okay, I was just making sure we're not skipping any numbers, because now we're at the Megazords. So again, the land Megazord is for some reason an ultra rare. Okay, so this is going to be our first one that we're actually missing a spot for, because that's supposed to be for... It's been a while since I've had to look at this. Well, we were missing 2 actually. Oops. It was... What is... Huh. I forgot one apparently. Oh. Okay. I had 2 cards stuck. But I am missing the Swordfish Fencer Megazord from Samurai. And then these 3 cards are supposed to be the ones after. So, yeah, this one was right. Because this is 26, 27, and then 28. I think the Swordfish Fencer is another ultra rare or a super rare. Okay. One of these had their sleeves stuck in here. Which is why I was like, it's because this is the one that was taped. Yeah, because that explains so much why Suyo. Jeez, I'm stuck. Didn't have her. Again, we're gonna go through the effort of re-sleeving the majority of these, but for now, we'll leave that. Yeah, that makes more sense then. And then we're missing 30, which is the Beatles award. So we should be fine from this point on. So these are all Megaforce Red. This is only 2 Megaforce Pink. Oh. Yeah, so it's gonna be 3 per Ranger. Okay. It's been a while since I've had to look at these, but at the same time, it's just these cards get stuck with each other. I'm curious of how the perfect fits will work. Or if they're going to be this complicated. Megaforce Black. If you didn't know, these are basically a mix of like promo pictures alongside like Daiso art. No, Megaforce Yellow is the one that gets shafted, which is weird. Or no, these two get shafted, which is awkward. But we at least got Gold Samurai Ranger, because I'm missing, I think, RPM Red. What? Who said Pit? Why was Pit added? Yeah, RPM Red, or what they call Red RPM Ranger. So, which then we're actually missing Yellow too, because all of these are uncommon for some reason. We at least have Black. We have Master Xandru. So we're getting to villain cards now. These are really stuck. Decker. Octoroo. Stiletto. So then for 1-053, we're missing Ryder. And we're missing the one after Stiletto, who is Vrak. Or I think it's supposed to be pronounced Vrak. I think it's Vrak, not Vrak. So then these are just the minions. So Mooger, Loogie, and Grinder. Dayu. And we're back to Rangers. So RPM Red, Blue, Yellow, Green, Black, Now we're in Mighty Morphin, the uncommon Mighty Morphin cards. So red, armored red. I'm missing another. Yeah, I'm missing a lot of cards for this section. But yeah, because each ranger is supposed to have 2 cards. So I'm missing the Blade Blaster card for red, or the is it a Power Sword card if the blade mode's there? I'm missing a Blade Blaster card for black though. But I'm missing a Blade Blaster card or a Power Dagger card for yellow. They should have not made these cards uncommon. It's so dumb. Who was next? Because we are missing a Blade Blaster card for her. Okay. I put the numbers on. Why didn't I refer to that? Also, can I show you that I changed my phone case, so now I got a wallet case basically, so I can put my fake cards in here. Oops. I can put my fake cards in here. Unfortunately, they can no longer be sleeved, but I can display the cards now because I decided to go with this because I got obsessed with this card of Liz. So I was like, I want to make that the back of my, I want to put that on the back of my phone. Okay, so see, because this is like, who's? Oh, so this is the Blade Blaster one, but like, see, like, I somehow managed to get like the green and white Rangers were like easy. Like I managed to get these cards. So I don't know why I couldn't get the actual team. And it seems like Dino Megazord is missing. So Valve Max Megazord's next. This section still frustrates me. I didn't pay attention. See, like, I mean, at least with Samurai, they put all the main combinations. I just don't get the numbering, because, like, why is the Tiger Drill there, but the Sword Fencer was at the beginning? Yeah, the Dragon Zord Battle Mode Dragon Megazord. Ah, wait, was it always like this? I don't remember. The Red Samurai Ranger Shark Attack mode. Did it always look like this? I don't remember. I guess it did. But oh wait. Yeah, so at this point we're in Super Samurai. To which is why I'm kind of, this is like the same ideological mess that Mighty Morphin got put in. Where they literally, I apologize, that was not in frame. They literally made all of these uncommon. So red would have been here, blue would have been here, no, pink actually, and then blue. And then these are the remaining ones, because as you can see, this one's 1-111. So I think the deal I'm gonna do, whoops. The deal I'll do is that I'll keep the duplicates in here. How, oh. What? These dice are different sizes? What? Why? Huh? I never... I've never struggled putting squares together. What the heck? Yeah, because this one is side... What? I didn't know they... Okay. So this is the Megaforce and this is the Samurai side. So we will do the Samurai end. Because we need to reorganize ourselves. Because I know for a while, like, Zarek and I we're in the talks of trying to like do a video on this. It just never got anywhere. So I think that was supposed to be one of the September videos we had in mind. But again, we just never got around to it just because of me being busy and him going through, not being motivated to really do a lot. Samurai Megazord. What is... What? Why are we missing one? That doesn't make sense. Why are we missing one? Also, I'm hurting my back, but that shouldn't make sense. I'm done. I'm sorry. I was dumb. So yeah, these are the 5 copies. I think there's more, but we'll just put these away for now. I lost my place? How? I need to stop the recording, actually. We almost cut close with that one. But I actually probably should let the camera rest. Because it's probably going to overheat. I mean, like, luckily the camera has been doing better at that. And also just me, too. I don't try to make the camera overheat now. But now we have to do Megaforce because that is what's next. So Megaforce Red, Megaforce Pink. So Blue's gonna be by himself. Yeah, so then we just have to store the rest of these. So then... yeah, so now it's just gonna look like this. It's not really great, but it's like, oh well. Because, like, I don't know what you're supposed to do with that dilemma. Yeah, because now even the tape is showing. Whose sleeve is this? So, yeah, I'll just put the rest of them in here. And I think at this point, Robo Knight did not have any cards. But we got the C Megazord. Okay, yeah, someone else's sleeve got stuck in there too. And there's no Megaforce Pink. There's no Megaforce Pink. Alright. So the way I'm gonna do... So, this is only one page. So we're not gonna bother... We're not gonna bother doing like an entire break because... Oh, because of one spot. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. So about 13 pages for per lineup. So yeah, I don't think we will have enough for Universe of Hope, especially if putting the cards from the deck took an additional 5 pages. But again, that's why we're going to immediately jump into Guardians of Justice, or Series 2 Guardians of Justice, because that's just easier and less dead. But Guardians of Justice, we don't have to worry about a starter pack, because this Series 2 and Series 4 were ones that were like a full like 280 or 120 and such. And we're missing 2-003, which was RPM Gold. Yeah. This one, luckily, we're not missing as much for. So again, we got another Tiger Drill Megazord, and I somehow pulled the Battlewing Samurai Megazord. Or I think it's just the Battlewing Megazord. We got a Turtle Zord, and then the Bear Zord following after. and the swordfish sword. Why can't I get that? It's too low. Samurai Red. Then we got Samurai Red Lauren. I'm missing a card. Who could that have been? I'm missing a Red Samurai Ranger. And we are missing... never mind, we're not missing anything. That is just weirdly placed. Because we go from Samurai, and then we have the Green Samurai Ranger from Ninja Storm. Now we're getting into Megaforce. So that's a weird... I mean, at least they were correct. That's from Ninja Storm, but that's a weird pit stop. But we got another sleeve stuck. I forgot what they call the thinner sleeves. But man, this Romanite card, I thought it was going to be dumb that I was not going to pull that one, but Draken pulled that one for me. Because it was like, when I was doing the count, I was like, why am I missing a common card? That does not make any sense. But as you can see now, because Romanite has been in the show, or he finally, even though they put out his toys already, like, because Romanite was actually in the show, we actually do have his cards now. Look, guys, it's the cover of the set. How do we lose our spot? Was this 3 cards per Ranger? Oh, okay, obviously not for Megaforce Red, because he already got a lot of cards. No, it's just on pink. Which, I mean, fair. She's part of the Sky tribe, but... Blue, at least. Why am I pulling so much cards? I can definitely say this for sure. Again, we'll do the test, but like, these definitely are fitting better. Because obviously, these are the cards that were meant for these sleeves. Robo Knight. You're missing another card, which of being after we put the Ninja Storm ones in. And Light Speed. The Ultra Ghostly Great Megazord. So now we got our Light Speed team. Again, just using Daiso art. Now we're in the RPM. A random section of RPM. Now we're in SPD. This again, these are in weirdly like organized and such, because sometimes they will go in color order, but like as you can see here, they're not doing that for SPD for some reason. And we're halfway through. Actually, no, we're not. Yellow, blue, pink. And then SWAT mode. See, because SWAT mode's in like number order, which doesn't make sense. And we're missing the Delta Squad Megazord. Yeah. Now we are back to Ninja Storm with Crimson Thunder. Or I think it's just Crimson. The Navy only had the one card. And then we're in space. Like, because at this point you can just tell it's like, okay, we just need to power through as many series as possible, because look who's next. Mystic Force. So then here's the rest. Like, the positive thing at least is that these all make their own sound. Because it's just team name and then color. Tiger Zord, Shark Zord, these are the summons. Vectress, Vectress. We're missing 70. We're missing 2 of these back to back. So we're missing. So we accidentally. Okay, yeah, we messed up. We messed up somewhere. Yeah, we messed up. Okay. That's nice. So, this shouldn't have been here. So we have to move them back. But we're missing the Snake Zord and Diabolical. But we have to move this. That's why it's kind of bad sometimes to be in the element of things, because you make an oops. So yeah, I mean, the good thing is at least is that all Mystic Forces together. So that's at least good. But yeah, this page. so much pockets, I'm just finding sleeves. But yeah, again, the issue of obviously not sleeving them is that the edges will get ruffled, but at the same time, it's just like, these are already going to be when you use them in the Go Save Morpher. But yeah, okay, there, we fixed that. Correct. Okay. So now we got this newer class of Ranger supports. And then back to Megaforce. Again, I don't know why the Phoenix Zord is here. She should have been with the others. I'm missing, I think from what I looked at, it was Gold Ranger Mega Mode. What did I drop? What did I bump into? So 5 more pages technically. Are these videos supposed to be like quicker? Because, like what I said, this is going to be like a 3-part. It's going to be like a 3-part event. Also because I think with the 3rd part there's going to be time between. But yeah, this isn't, I mean it could be Lauren, but we don't see the skirt. And the stance just doesn't look feminine. But look, we got the Samurai Gigazord. I don't think it, well, alright. Solaris Knight. I was going to say, I don't think I was really into the, like, ultra rares this. I wasn't into the ultra rares in the last one. This one, on the other hand, I managed to get it. I pulled it, and it was cool. Because the Battleizer cards are cool. But this is where it got frustrating, because I don't have Legend Mode Red for Mystic Force. And they only put out these 2. And then it's just like all of a sudden it's like, here's Lost Galaxy. Like, what? Why are they here? And this is more annoying because I can't put the entire team together. We are definitely losing out on. So Maya is just alone, stuck with the villains. And we are missing a gap. Who is the Green Samurai Ranger yet again. I think it says Super Mode. I don't know, it's just so random with how they're throwing Cam in. All the villains here are uncommon? Jeez. Okay, so this is only 115. As opposed to 120. So I think it's fair enough to just do the next page. Okay, so I let the camera rest for like half an hour. And again, we're almost done. We're finally on Universe of Hope. Which this one, we don't have much missing, surprisingly. Besides the starter pack, but I think that should be easy to obtain. So we're starting off with the weird Daiso localized cards. Because obviously in Daiso this all made sense because it was just obviously because Ghost Sager obviously was the current series, and it's like, well, we'll just pin them up with the Reds. But then they somehow were able to get away with this. Because Sun Vulcan should technically be under the Marvel trademark. But then for the rest of they have Gold Rangers with them. They're strange cards that got released, for sure. And the battery's gonna die, unfortunately. But it did its job. This one looks similar to the card that I was going to miss for Series 2. But yeah, as you saw, no Megaforce Pink. And I think it's this set, you can clearly see all the dents that were made just because I put it in the Gosei Morpher in that one stream. But yeah, this is pretty smooth. For the most part. And obviously, if you couldn't tell, this one's based off of Ultra Mode. So this one's more so emphasis on more power-ups. What the heck? Okay. And also the team cards. So we got the RPM Power Rangers. Just trying to make sure I'm not missing any spots. So we got Jungle Fairy now. So as you can see now, every team gets followed up with a team card and their mech, or their Megazord card. And then this is just a gap of Rangers that were missing. And obviously actually giving Shadow Ranger a common. But now we're at Dino Thunder, which I think this is actually a pretty good trade-off. Because we get all of Dino Thunder Red's forms, so obviously his base form, Triassic Ranger, and the Triassic Ranger Battleizer mode. I don't know if we were supposed to get more Battleizer cards. Because I know Series 4 has, I think, the Sentinel Ranger card. But I'm pretty sure that was it. But this series also introduced the Ranger villain cards. And then Dino Thunder was close. Okay, we're not missing anything so far. But we're on the last few pages. Yeah, so these are new pages, newer pages, so they're a lot harder to put cards through. I'm aching my back. I'm not even bending that much. I think it's just because I'm like standing awkwardly. So yeah, Crimson and Navy Thunder are also in the Ranger villain type. Then we get the Super Samurai mode, or Super mode for Green Samurai Ranger. And then Team card. Then the Megazord cards for Ninja Storm. Then Wild Force. Yeah, these cards are so much easier to just pull through. But I just don't like the inconsistency of like the main team gets Daiso cards and then the extra Ranger gets just a real like a like suit still. Which is why it's like I prefer with how like they handle Time Force, because just I would rather prefer that consistency. And then a random Lightspeed Rescue Red and Magnum Defender finally. So we got 4 pages left. Are we halfway? Yeah, we're at 3-73. Now, Zeo. I really do like the Zeo cards. I don't know if they're Daiso cards. I feel like they are. Then yeah, then the Zeo Rangers, or what they call the Zeo Power Rangers. Then Mighty Morphin Black. Yellow. Green. And then we're missing the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers team, I think. Because then it's Dino Megazord, Daishi, Camille, Luthor, Zeltrax, and then Lord Zed. I think those are the last two cards that I'm missing. But other than that, I did a really good job with this wave somehow. Because I think Lord Zed and Mighty Morphin Power in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers team are ultra rares, or I don't know. I feel like Lord Zed might be a. I think he's this card, or like these two cards, while Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is this one. I think that's the deal. And then yeah, basically the rest of these pages are for the starter deck whenever I get that and such. But yeah, other than that, we did a pretty good job at filling that. And putting it upside down, they're not falling out. So yeah, it's definitely a clear example about the fact that these sleeves were meant, or these pockets were for these cards specifically and such. It's just now whether or not I want to go through the effort of like dividing them because for the most part these are pretty straightforward. This again, this first set annoys me the most. But like, because then I'll have to do a double check on how many of these cards, how many of these pockets we ended up, how many cards ended up falling from these pockets and such. But yeah, because then like I don't think we're gonna do like any like dividing, because then we're gonna have this situation. Like, because then this is series 1, but then it leads to series 2 and such. But yeah, it's pretty nice to have. It's pretty nice to like actually have these out and just like have them out in a way that's easier to page through, or to like actually go through them without just going through a pile and such. Because it's like, it's actually pretty nice. It also just helps visualize like, oh, okay, I'm missing a card here and such. But like, I think again, this series is gonna be the one that's, if whenever I can get back into completing these cards, I'm going to try completing this series first. Because this one is just the easiest one as it dies. I think there could be an argument where like we probably could have just done these back to back because they're all the same backs, but it's just like, I think because I don't even know if there's going to be the possibility of sleeving these, especially because it's like, if I'm going to have to, if we're going to have to, if we're going to use them in play, then it's like, I don't really think so. Also, yeah, we have 12 sleeves left. So, and I think the brand changed for these when we last checked out Walmart. So, because if I remember, these came in a packet, but now they're in the box. So, again, I will worry about it, or getting more pages, when I actually, because I think as of now, I'll probably at least get like one more, but I will worry about actually getting like a batch of them. Which, again, unfortunately, the price is increased. So, they're like $6 a piece now, I think. Like, I'll worry about getting more pages when I actually do secure Series 4. Or secure a box of Series 4. But as of now, that will have to do with, that'll have to do with this first part, as this was really successful overall and such. I will just have to do cleanup and like maybe some customization in regards to like probably printing out a checklist and like stuff like that. I don't know, making these more personalized in a sense. But next time we will be resorting all these current cards and such, and reintegrating them into this binder with, oh jeez, with our pages.